welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're stepping into some really unsettling territory. We're looking at a collection of real-life encounters, these chilling experiences that kind of pull back the curtain on human behavior.
Yeah, and that thin line between just everyday life and something truly, truly terrifying.
Exactly. These aren't just made-up stories. They're like these windows into moments where things took a really dark, unexpected turn. The material we're drawing from today, it's all from a compilation of first-hand accounts, people sharing their own true, unsettling horror stories.
Right, they're personal stories designed to make your skin crawl, really get you thinking about the unsettling things that can hide just beneath the surface.
And as we go through these, we'll see some common themes pop up, won't we?
Definitely. Things like vulnerability, how discomfort can, slowly escalate into real danger, and what these stories tell us about human nature.
And maybe most importantly,
the critical importance of trusting your gut, that intuition when something just feels off. We want to understand not just what happened, but the lessons we can all take away.
Okay, let's dive in. Our first story, it seems almost like a high school drama at first, but it casts this really long, terrifying shadow.
Yeah.
This comes from a 21-year-old American woman looking back at a high school prank.
A prank that went horrifically wrong.
Horrifically wrong. It involved this kid they considered unpopular named Donald. So the prank,
Yeah.
it was just incredibly cruel. She and her friends invited Donald to what they called a professional party.
Okay.
They told him, you got to wear a tuxedo. So he shows up, all dressed up. The plan was for her to lure him over for a fake picture.
Oh.
And she pretended to go to the bathroom. And while she was gone, her friends ambushed him with 2 huge tubs of mayonnaise.
Wow. That's
brutal.
She says she felt this immediate sharp guilt the second she walked away. Couldn't even watch it happen. Donald was, as you can imagine, just devastated. Drove home in tears.
And you see right there, even at that stage, that kind of public humiliation. For some people, it doesn't just fade away. It can fester.
Fester how? It can lead to this really unusual, deeply unsettling kind of fixation. In his mind, he likely connected that awful feeling directly to her, even though she wasn't physically doing it.
Because she set him up.
Exactly. It becomes the seed for this sort of distorted view of things.
And apparently, he never let it go. For 6 years after high school, 6 agonizing years, she says, he relentlessly pursued her.
6 years is a long time.
Found her on Facebook, messaged her constantly, somehow got her phone number, just would not accept no, always trying to get back in touch. Then it escalates, really escalates. She starts working these isolated night shifts at a gas station.
Vulnerable situation right there.
Totally. And Donald starts showing up, always around 3 a.m., always acting like it's just a coincidence, like, oh, I didn't know you worked here. Convenient. And every single time, he buys just one thing, a plain Hershey milk chocolate bar, nothing else, ever.
That repetition, it's chilling in itself, isn't it? That specific, repeated action.
It's so unnerving, like this constant, low-level reminder that he's there, that he knows where she is. The final encounter she describes was the most disturbing. Donald showed up looking really disheveled, kind of rough.
Okay.
Buys his usual candy bar, but then he doesn't leave. He just stands there, staring at her, fixed eyes. She said she felt this huge wave of just wrongness.
That gut feeling kicking in hard.
Big time. She tries to end it, be professional, but he reaches over the counter, grabs her hand, aggressively tries to hold it.
Whoa! Physical contact now.
Yes. And then he says these words, just bone-chilling. Why are you going to be like that? I love chasing you, but you got to give in one day.
I love chasing you. That's possessive language. Extremely concerning.
In desperation, she finally blurts out the truth about the prank. Tells him flat out, I will never be interested in you, not even if you were the last man on earth.
How did he react?
His face just twisted. From that creepy calm to pure anger, he knocked over a whole rack of gum, stormed out, but he stopped at the door, looked her right in the eye and said, I'll have you one day, you little pretty princess.
Wow. That direct threat, coupled with the delusion, the love chasing you, it points towards something like erotomanic delusions, potentially.
Where they think the victim loves them back.
Exactly. Despite all evidence, all the rejection, there's this profound sense of entitlement, like she owes him something. Her no isn't real to him.
And she mentions feeling self-blame, like maybe this was her fault because of the prank.
That's tragically common for stalking victims. Questioning if they somehow brought it on themselves, it makes it so much harder to process, to report, to escape.
That idea of night shifts, isolated work, It keeps coming up. Let's shift to another story highlighting that vulnerability. This one's from a male nurse.
Okay.
He was working in a child psychiatric unit. Initially, he said the job was kind of boring, actually, because the kids were mostly asleep during his shift. But about a month in, something happened that he described as moderately frightening, which sounds like an understatement.
What was it?
He heard a noise, went to check, and found one of the older kids, a child with absolutely no history of violence, trying to smother another child with a pillow.
Oh my God, in the unit.
Yes, a genuine life or death struggle happening right there in the middle of the night. He had to physically intervene. He wrestled the kid off, actually got punched hard in the nose during the struggle. But what's really alarming is what happened next.
What was that?
He tells the senior nurse, obviously shaken up, and her response was just dismissive. She apparently said, "Violent outbursts don't get kids thrown out of here."
Wow. That highlights a huge systemic issue, doesn't it? The pressure on staff, maybe understaffing, policies that can inadvertently compromise safety.
He said the impact of almost seeing a child die right there, it stayed with him. He left that job soon after.
I can absolutely understand why. That kind of incident leaves a mark. It speaks to the immense psychological toll on healthcare workers, especially in mental health. Balancing care with safety is incredibly difficult.
And it's not just healthcare. Another story. This time, a 19-year-old college student working the night shifts at a McDonald's drive-thru.
Okay, another late-night public-facing role.
Right. She had repeated encounters with this one customer everyone called Schizo Susan. Susan's routine was always bizarre. She'd order a huge amount of food, like 3 Big Macs, 3 large Cokes, while loudly screaming at people who weren't there in her car.
Right. Hallucinations, seemingly.
Then she'd drive to the window, totally alone in the car, pay normally, and leave. Happened multiple times. So the student, she's a psychology major, she tries to understand. One night she asks, try and be strategic, is someone named Darian ordering with you? Trying to engage with the delusion, maybe?
Risky, but perhaps understandable curiosity from a psych student. What happened?
Susan's reaction was extreme. She let out this deep, guttural scream, screamed for a solid 30 seconds, so loud it actually blew out the drive-through speaker system.
Good Lord, that's terrifying, and physically damaging the equipment.
The student was obviously deeply shaken by that.
Yeah.
The sheer primal force of it.
And that's the challenge, isn't it? Interacting with people in severe mental health crises when you're just trying to do your job. There's that line between empathy and keeping yourself safe.
And often there's zero training for how to handle that.
Precisely. It puts an incredible burden on these frontline employees, and the psychological impact of encounters like that can be really significant.
Okay, moving on. Our next story really escalates. It goes from creepy, unsettling interactions to something genuinely criminal and terrifying. Shows how seemingly separate incidents can connect.
All right.
This account is from a 30-year-old woman, a shift manager at a big box pharmacy. It starts with encounters with a specific man. She describes him about 6 feet tall, skinny, dreadlocks, long silver earring, wearing a tan trench coat.
Trench coat. In summer, that's a bit odd.
Yeah, she notes that. He comes in with his young son. First time, he pretends he needs help with GPS on his phone. But then he quickly pivots to inappropriate comments.
Like what?
Telling her how beautiful she is, that he loved her tattoos. Standard creepy stuff. But then she also noticed him subtly, like angling his phone. She suspected he was taking pictures.
Okay, red flags already. Boundary pushing, unwanted comments, potential covert photography.
Then it gets much worse. A coworker hands her an envelope someone left for her. Inside, dozens of pictures of her. Some taken while she was working at the pharmacy, some taken of her walking home from work.
Oh, wow. That's a huge escalation. Surveillance.
And then the absolute gut punch. Some of the pictures included her young daughter.
No, including the child. That changes everything. The threat level just skyrocketed. That's not just creepy, that's deeply menacing.
The violation must have felt immense. There was a note with the pictures.
What did it say?
Things like, "You're so beautiful, I'm in love with you, I'd be a better husband than what you have right now, please give me a chance." Classic delusional stuff.
Delusional, possessive, and completely ignoring the terror he's inflicting.
But here's the almost unbelievable part. In this note, full of creepy declarations, he left his full name and address.
That level of audacity, or just complete detachment from consequences.
Unbelievable, right? So she immediately went to the police. They intervened. He got banned from the store. You'd think that's the end of it.
But it wasn't, judging by the setup.
Not even close. Weeks later, she's working, and another man comes in. Different man, but eerily similar description. Tall, medium build this time, but also dreadlocks, silver earring, trench coat.
Okay, that's too much of a coincidence. Very strange.
And this guy, she said, was genuinely terrifying. His eyes were just cold and dead and angry. He didn't approach her, just stood near the front, staring.
Pure intimidation.
She gets creeped out, goes to the back room, and while she's back there, she overhears him on his phone.
What did she hear?
She hears him say, clear as day.
Yeah.
She's here. No, just one other girl with her. I can grab her when she leaves. No problem.
Oh my God. Grab her. He's planning an abduction. Right there.
Can you imagine hearing that? The pieces clicking into place. The two men, the similar appearance, the stalking, the pictures.
It points to something organized, coordinated. This wasn't just one obsessed individual.
Exactly. A few days later, a detective confirms her worst fears. The two men. They were brothers. And they were involved in abducting women for human trafficking. Police had found another woman beaten to death in their apartment. Both brothers were caught and imprisoned.
Wow. So that initial stalking, the photos, the note, it was all part of a larger predatory operation, methodical grooming and assessment before the planned abduction.
She came terrifyingly close.
Terrifyingly close. It just hammers home how crucial it is to recognize those early signs, the inappropriate comments, the surveillance, the boundary violations, and to trust that gut feeling when something feels deeply wrong. Her intuition was screaming danger long before she overheard that call.
Absolutely chilling. Let's shift now to something a bit more modern, how technology plays into these kinds of horror scenarios.
Okay, the tech angle.
This story is from a 23-year-old stay-at-home mom. She lives in a townhouse, small rural town in northern Pennsylvania, recently separated from her fiancé at the time. First incident, July 2019. She's trying to sleep, sees these small red and white lights just hovering outside her window.
Not stars, not a plane.
No. She realizes pretty quickly it's a drone. And her immediate thought is, camera, someone is watching me.
That immediate violation of privacy right in your own home, it's uniquely disturbing with drones, isn't it? That feeling of being watched technologically.
Totally. She kept her blinds closed for months after that, deeply uneasy. Then fast forward to January, she started to feel a bit safer, maybe complacent, left the blinds open again. She gets out of the shower. She says she's pretty much naked except for underwear.
Oh no.
And she sees again the drone, right there, hovering outside her window. She felt physically sick afterwards, blamed herself for opening the blinds.
That's self-blame again, but it's not her fault. It's the perpetrator violating her space. That feeling of your sanctuary, your home, being invaded, it's profound.
Then it escalates dramatically. This is about 2 weeks before she shared the story. Her fiancé had moved out, so she's there alone with her kids.
More vulnerability.
She's outside playing ball in the field behind her townhouse with her 2-year-old son. Her 6-month-old baby is strapped to her chest.
Okay.
Suddenly, she hears this slight whirring noise. Looks up. The drone. Flying directly over her and her kids. And it just stops there, hovering above them.
Over her children, too. That's incredibly threatening.
She said she just freaked out, grabbed her son, ran inside as fast as she could, kept looking back at the woods, terrified, feeling hunted.
I can only imagine that terror. Being watched, targeted, especially with your children present.
But the absolute climax, the most chilling part, happens that same evening. After dinner, it's dark out. Her 2-year-old son is playing by the window, lining up his toys on the sill. And he starts pointing in a small gap in the blinds, repeatedly saying, data.
Data.
Yeah, that was his word for men with facial hair. Like daddy, but for any man with a beard or mustache, he keeps saying, data, data, pointing.
Oh, chills. The child saw someone.
Her heart starts pounding. She runs over, moves her son away from the window, and then reluctantly she pushes up the blinds just enough to look out. And crouching right there, literally inches from her window, is a man. Bald, mustache, goatee.
Right outside her window, crouching.
When he sees her looking, he smiles and stands up. She yells, she's calling the cops, but he just stands there, smiling creepily, says, I just want to talk to you.
He's bold, not running away immediately.
She refuses, yells again, and his whole demeanor flips. He starts violently slapping and pounding on the window, screaming, yelling threats.
What kind of threats?
She couldn't catch everything in her panic, but she heard him yelling that he'd been watching her for months, that she was beautiful, that he wanted her to come with him, and that he would kill her children if she didn't.
Threatening the children directly, that is absolute terror for a parent, pure nightmare fuel.
She's frantically calling 911. The operator says state police are the only responders. and it'll be like 20 minutes because it's rural, no local department. 20 minutes feels like an eternity then.
An eternity when someone is trying to break in and threatening your kids?
She's about to grab the kids and run upstairs, maybe barricade themselves in, when she hears someone else screaming outside.
What was it?
The man at the window bolts, runs off into the woods. It was her neighbors. A guy and his girlfriend heard the pounding and screaming and came running out. They scared him off.
Wow. Community vigilance. Neighbors stepping in literally saved them.
Absolutely. If they hadn't heard, hadn't acted, who knows what would have happened in those 20 minutes.
That story just perfectly highlights the specific vulnerabilities. Being isolated, being a single parent, the location, and the sheer terror of direct threats against children. It shows how quickly peace can be shattered.
Yeah, having your sanctuary invaded like that, it's horrifying. So looking back at all these stories, they're all different, right? High school night shifts, pharmacies, drones. But they paint this really vivid, really unsettling picture.
They absolutely do. A picture of the kind of darkness that can lurk just under the surface of normal life, unexpected places.
And the common threads are pretty clear, aren't they?
Undeniable. That power of intuition, that gut feeling we talked about, it's like an internal alarm system.
And the need for boundaries? Clear ones.
Critical.
Yes.
Setting them and enforcing them. We also see the vulnerability that comes with certain jobs or being isolated and just the chilling reality of human obsession, fixation, and sometimes outright malevolence.
These aren't just campfire stories.
Not at all. They're real experiences, real trauma, but they're also lessons. Hard lessons, maybe, but lessons in vigilance, in preparedness, in trusting yourself. Understanding these patterns helps you recognize potential danger.
So maybe the final thought for everyone listening. As you think about these chilling experiences, what steps can you take? Maybe to enhance your own safety.
Or maybe just to listen a bit more closely to that inner voice, that gut feeling when something or someone just doesn't feel right. It's often smarter than we give it credit for.
That's a really important point. Trust that feeling. Well, thank you for joining us on this pretty intense deep dive into these unsettling true stories. We really hope these insights have been valuable, maybe given you something to think about.
Stay safe out there.
Definitely. If you found this valuable, please do share it with others who might benefit. And please like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Docx, for more explorations into these kinds of chilling topics. Thanks for listening.